Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
I see that you just completed a project in San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua. Could you tell us a little bit about what it was about?
Sure, I'd love to. It was a great project. This is our fourth or fifth year doing this, and there's still a lot of need down there. The main thing that we do is to send them the money that we've raised through grants and donations to actually go to San Juan or go to Managua to purchase uniforms that are the same all over the nation. They get white shirts and blue pants or blue skirts, and the students really, even though they're not told that they have to have these uniforms by the government now, none of the kids will go to school if they don't have them. So we buy uniforms, shoes and socks and backpacks with supplies and teacher supplies, because there's nothing at the schools when we go out there. Unless we've been to visit a school, there isn't anything there. So a couple of the pictures that we have later on in the presentation will show pictures of the students, and the four students are actually in a little cafeteria. And they don't have a table, and they didn't have any benches. So I think there was a table that was donated, and then we had some benches made. So now the kids have a place to sit. Also in the picture, you will be able to see that there's some blue paint on some, looks like concrete. We had a mason come in and redo the walls so that they could be painted and look much, much nicer than they do now. Then the other thing that we did at this school, this is the San Antonio School, that's the name of it. The other thing we did at that school, because they didn't have a working outhouse, is that the guys dug a huge hole, which was for the septic system, and then they also dug a leach field. So then when the new group came down the week after we did, that's the Gillette nightclub. They actually built the toilet on top of this septic tank that was put in, and they also put up a water tank. Now, another thing that we did, last year we started to remodel an old building. The San Juan del Sur folks had outgrown their library, which is also a community center. And so last year we did a lot of remodeling. We did a lot of painting, put in new ceilings, new roof, new floors, but they hadn't gotten to the kitchen. So this year what we did was to help put in a new kitchen floor. The counters are new. We painted the kitchen, and then right outside of the kitchen there's a sort of like a patio area. And we cleaned that up, and there's a lot of nice plants in there now, and a lot of the students can go out there to take their classes. The library is used for a community center, so we have now had it networked, and there are a lot of computers in it. And I guess I would say that the library has probably been our biggest project as far as actual work is concerned, because it's kind of ongoing. It's taken us about 3 years to do it. There's a person in San Juan del Sur who is the owner of the library, and she is also the owner of the hotel, so we stay at the hotel, and she's our contact person, and she makes sure that all the supplies, all the uniforms, all that kind of thing are purchased.
Can you tell us what worked really well on this project?
You know, the thing that works, I think, that works the best is the fact that when we are down there, we try to involve as many of the local people as we possibly can. So one of the pictures that is on the website is a picture of the pinning ceremony, which was the last day that we were there. And they started a Rotary, so their Rotary is kind of like our sister club. And so we get to go to their Rotary meetings, and a lot of the Rotary members come out and work with us. So they are pictured in the picture that's on the website along with us. The lady clear over on the left-hand side is Jane Mirandette. She's the person that owns the library and owns the hotel. And then a lot of the people that are in there are either volunteers or they are Rotary members or both. And then in the front, there are 3 of the Interact students that came down from Woodstock, Vermont. And they worked with the second group that was down there. We were down there the first group as the Energy Rotary, and then the second group was the Gillette nightclub. And so I would say the very best thing is involving the parents, involving the community, and involving the Rotary.
You know, that's really good. I think we've seen that happen in other projects as well when you involve the community. How about obstacles? Did you have any obstacles that you had to overcome?
Well, I think personally the biggest obstacle for me is not knowing Spanish. Now we have interpreters, and there are quite a few people down there that are fluent in English, and so we do have people that are interpreting a lot of the time. And one of the nice things that's happened now is a lot of the people that work for Jane and really work in the library and work with the hotels and things like that, they are now taking English classes. So they're going over to Rivas, a nearby town, and taking some English classes. And so we're hoping here to be, I am hoping to be able to take a Spanish class this summer, and maybe I'll be able to converse with them a little bit more. But we do very well despite the fact that we can't all speak the same language.
Yeah. Well, finally, I guess I'd like to wind up with if you have any recommendations for people who are starting an international grant.
Sure. My recommendation is that you have someone, of course, that's in charge of the grant at the local school districts, or I'm sorry, at the local Rotary district, and that they keep in really good communication with all the people that are going, so there aren't any questions. You get all your shots ahead of time. You get everything that you need. You have, like we take all our things in backpacks, and so we don't have to have any luggage because Jane always has suitcases full of books that she wants us to take. So we take those, and then we just take our own clothes in backpacks. And then we always paint, and so we leave our clothes that we've painted in down there because they don't care if they've got paint on them or not. They need clothes so badly that they're happy to have them even if they're not the cleanest. But you also need to have a contact person who is very knowledgeable about the area where you're going. So luckily our contact person is Jane, who she actually lives in Loveland, Colorado, but she stays in Nicaragua probably about 6 months out of the year. And so she is a real godsend for us because she keeps us up to date on what's happening down there and what the needs are. The other thing is to have somebody down there, if you can, do a needs assessment and find out exactly what the people need. We don't need to go in there and tell them that, oh, these are the things that you need and we'll be happy to do this. That's not our place. Our place is to find out what they need and then try to help them with that.
Great. Well, Lyn, thanks a lot. I appreciate your time.